So you're curious about hypnosis, but you're not totally sure what you're signing up for. Most people who reach out have never done this before, and almost everything that they know about hypnosis comes from the movies or stage hypnosis. So let me walk you through the process. You have already been in hypnosis many times, you just don't call it that. You see, hypnosis is simply the activating of imagination with focus. You can imagine you're watching a movie and you're so absorbed that you're forgetting that you're sitting in your room. The dog dies and you actually cry. Your body is responding to something that is not actually happening to you, but it feels real. That is your imagination running the show with your analytical mind taking the back seat. And right now you have a problem that your analytical mind is trying to solve, but we have to take into consideration that our imagination is holding the problem together. And hypnosis is not a weird altered state that I put you in. It's a natural way that your brain already works. All I do is guide your attention using imagination. You're just being guided into a state your brain already knows how to access on its own, and you're in control and aware through the entire process. So let me give you a simple way to think about what's happening in your mind. Imagine that your brain has two modes. The analytical mode, this is the part that's listening to me right now. It's evaluating what I'm saying, deciding whether it makes sense, keeping track of whether this feels safe. It's important, it's what keeps you functioning in the world, but it's also that part of you that keeps you stuck sometimes because it runs in loops. The same worries, the same self-criticism. It's very good at understanding problems, but it's not very good at changing how you feel about your problems. But then there's the subconscious. This is the part that lights up when you're absorbed in something. When you're daydreaming, when you're relaxed, you're not trying to figure anything out. In this mode, you're less concerned with whether something feels real and more open to experiencing it. Your imagination is online and your feelings feel more accessible. Hypnosis works by guiding you from that analytical mode into the subconscious, not by tricking or overriding anything, but just by directing your attention in a way that lets your mind do what it naturally does through the stories that it has already created. And the reason this matters for what you're dealing with is pretty simple. You already understand your problem. Maybe you've talked about it in therapy, but understanding something and changing it are two very different things. The analytical mind understands, the subconscious mind feels, and the things that you're struggling with, the anxiety, the old patterns, the stuck feelings, those live in the feeling part. You can't think your way out of a feeling problem. And hypnosis lets you work directly with the part of your mind that is holding those patterns together. Now, let me tell you what an actual session is like, because I feel like a lot of the fear about hypnosis is just not knowing what to expect. First and foremost, you'll be sitting in a comfortable chair, whether that's in your own home or whether that's in my office, and we'll be having a conversation. You're going to be aware and in control. At every moment, you will know exactly where you're at, who you are, and what is happening. You'll hear everything that I'm saying. But what you'll notice is a gradual shift. I'll guide you to pay attention to certain things, your breathing, the feeling of your body settling into the chair, the sound of my voice, and as your attention narrows, your mind is naturally going to get quieter. The racing thoughts, they're going to slow down. And that constant commentary in your head, you're going to notice that it gets a little softer. You'll experience guided and focused attention. And from there, that's where we work together. I offer suggestions, ways of looking at something differently, ways of experiencing a feeling you actually want more of, or releasing something that's been stuck. But overall, you are actively engaging your imagination. I can offer you suggestions on where to guide your attention, but you are the one directing and controlling your attention. Some people describe the feeling as similar to that drifting moment right before you fall asleep when you're still awake, but your thoughts have become more fluid. You can feel pleasant and safe as you're in this experience. And it's something that we are doing together. It's not something that's being done to you. You are never not in control. You could open your eyes at any moment and stand up and leave the room if you chose. And even if I did suggest something that did not feel right to you, your mind would simply reject it. I have no interest in controlling you. My job is to help you access more of your mind. So here's why people choose this, say, over just talking about their problem. Talking helps you understand, and understanding is valuable. I'm never going to tell someone that talk therapy is a waste of time, because it's not. But a lot of people come to me after they have already done the understanding part. They know why they are the way that they are. They've connected the dots, but yet they still feel stuck. And that's because insight doesn't always work to create change. Hypnosis works underneath all of that thinking. When your analytical mind steps back, you stop needing to figure everything out before you can feel differently. And in that space, your brain can form new associations, new responses, new feelings about old situations. But hypnosis isn't magic. It's working with how your brain naturally learns. Every time you have an experience that contradicts an old belief, your brain is updating. Hypnosis creates the conditions where that can happen, not in the abstract, but literally in your felt body in real time. So here's what I want you to take away from this conversation. Hypnosis is not about handing control of your mind to me or anybody else. It's about learning to access the creative part of your mind that has been running the show without your input. Hypnosis is a tool for working with that part of your mind that actually feels things rather than just thinking about things. But that's all that I have in this video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the comments, email me, or you can ask them in our phone consultation. Until next time.